Rumors have a strange way of spreading, fast, chaotic, and uncontrollable. But this time, Caitriona Balfe had to admit, she'd never seen a media storm like this before. That morning, when she woke up in her Glasgow apartment, her phone was buzzing nonstop. Texts, missed calls, emails, news site alerts. All the headlines were eerily similar. Sam Heughan leaving Outlander? Insider source confirms Sam Heughan won't be back for next season. Gender gap leads Sam Heughan wanting to quit. Outlander crisis. Sam Heughan preparing to say goodbye. Caitriona sat motionless for a few minutes, as if the morning air had seeped through her pajamas. She knew Sam, knew him better than any of the gossip out there, and knew that if anything serious was going on, he would tell her first. She pressed call. The signal rang 3 times. Kate. Sam's voice rang out, low and hoarse after the long night, but there was no sign of anything unusual. Have you seen the news? I guess that's what you're calling about. You're right. A heavy silence stretched. Caitriona could hear his every breath on the other end of the line. Sam, what's wrong? She asked bluntly. Nothing. Don't tell me you're not. I'm not leaving Outlander. And this rumor, it came as a surprise to you, as it did to me. Caitriona closed her eyes, feeling a familiar anger rising. An anger not at Sam, but at the people who were deliberately blowing things out of proportion to hurt them. Are you on set yet? Getting ready. Me too. We met there. This needs to end today. The Outlander set was filled with uncertainty that day. Technicians whispered to each other. Extras looked at Sam with a mixture of worry and curiosity. They knew a rumor could ruin a season, even the show. When Sam stepped out of the car, everyone looked up. But he just nodded politely and headed straight for the makeup area, avoiding all questions. Caitriona arrived a few minutes later. She wore a navy trench coat, her posture straight, and her eyes determined. Yet there was something deep in her eyes. Worry? Anger? Or some other emotion she wasn't sure she wanted to name. As soon as she saw Sam, she stepped forward. We need to talk, she whispered. He nodded. They walked into a private room offstage and closed the door. The room was quiet enough to hear my heartbeat. Sam, Caitriona began, I know you don't want to pay attention to rumors, but this time it's gone a lot further than it's ever gone before. He sighed. I know, but I can't control everything. Have you told anyone that you're thinking about leaving? No. No one. No one. Caitriona looked at him for a long moment, and for the first time since entering the room, her voice softened. So, what's going on, Sam? Why is this rumor going around today? Sam sat down, her hands clasped together. It could be someone on set. It could be the tabloids. It could be because you took a day off a few weeks ago because you were exhausted. They blew it out of proportion. Caitriona paused. He was exhausted? Without her knowing? Sam saw the recognition in her eyes and added, I didn't tell you because I didn't want you to worry. The last shoot was pretty intense. Caitriona, gently, sat down next to him. Sam, you don't have to go through this alone. He looked up. He looked at her. Longer than usual. Kate, he said slowly, I don't want to quit. I don't want to leave you. Her eyes wavered. I know, but this rumor might make them question your contract. Might put pressure on the producers. Then we have to respond, Caitriona said firmly. Not the producers. Not the management. Us. Sam frowned. What do you mean? That I'll speak up. Publicly. Clearly. Without equivocation. Kate. No. I will. And I will. That afternoon, while the crew was taking a break, Caitriona quietly called the media to the producers' conference room. Only a handful were invited, 3 major newspapers and 1 TV station. Sam was not present, as she had requested. She entered the room lit by cameras, her hair pulled back, her face calm but her eyes determined. The reporters murmured excitedly when she appeared. One asked immediately, Ms. Balfe, the rumor that Sam Heughan is leaving Outlander is making the world go round. Can you confirm this? Caitriona raised her eyebrows slightly, then smiled faintly, a smile as elegant as a knife. I can absolutely confirm, she said clearly. Sam Heughan is not leaving Outlander. The clicking of cameras continued. But can you explain why the rumor arose? Were you two arguing? Were you having a disagreement over a contract? Caitriona kept her composure. I'll say this once and for all. Sam Heughan is the soul of Outlander. He's not just a colleague, he's a friend, someone I trust completely. If there's anything to do with the work, I'll know. And I can say it with absolute certainty. The rumor is completely false. The reporters murmured. Her words were sharper, more public, and more definitive than they had expected. One reporter boldly asked, "You say absolute trust. Do you mean your relationship is closer than that of colleagues?" The room held its breath. Caitriona didn't shy away. She looked straight at him, her deep eyes saying she had expected this question. Our relationship, she replied, has been built over more than a decade of working together. That closeness is not something to be discussed, but something to be cherished. It helps us create a story that fans love. And that's all you need to know. The room fell silent. Not for lack of questions, but because everyone understood she had just put an end to all speculation. And one last thing, Caitriona added, her voice low, let me be clear, don't create divisions between us. Sam and I are not a story to be exploited. We are people who do the work, and we are very proud of it. She stood up, bowing slightly. The press conference is over. When Caitriona emerged from the conference room, Sam stood in the hallway, hands in his pockets, eyes warm and complicated. He had heard the entire meeting over the intercom. As she approached, he said softly, "You don't have to do this for me." "You did it for us, Sam," she replied, without hesitation. He looked at her for a long moment, then smiled. A smile so genuine it seemed to light up the hallway. "You are the only person in the world who can make me shut up." Caitriona laughed, a rare, easy laugh on a tense day. "That's good," she said softly, "because from now on, anyone who tries to drive a wedge between us will be disappointed." Sam stepped closer, very close. "I think so too." At the end of the hallway, the last rays of sunlight fell on two people facing the storm with calm, trust, and a bond stronger than any rumor. And their battle had only just begun. That afternoon, as the crew slowly returned to work, the mood was different. Although rumors were still circulating online, Caitriona's statement was the center of attention. Most of the headlines shifted. Caitriona Balfe officially denies Sam Heughan leaving Outlander. Actress speaks out strongly in defense of co-star. Caitriona's statement shocks fan community. Sam read them, standing still in front of his phone. Not out of surprise, but because he felt an indescribable emotion, warmth, gratitude, and something much deeper. When Caitriona stepped closer, he just looked at her, not saying a word. But the look in his eyes was enough to tell her what he was thinking.